Your socks slide on warm plastic. Your hair crackles with static. Somewhere ahead, a kid crawls through the tube so fast it sounds like thunder. You press your face against the scratched lookout bubble, and there's your parent below, waving beside a tray of cold fries and an unfinished Happy Meal. Now cut to the same restaurant today. Kiosks glowing, mobile orders stacked on shelves, delivery bags waiting, two drive-thru lanes moving cars past the door. If there is a play area, it is smaller, digital, or sealed off. So how did McDonald's build a playground around a hamburger, then become a place many families barely enter? The tube maze was not where this story began. In the early 1970s, McDonald's was building McDonaldland, a television advertising world filled with characters like Mayor McCheese, Officer Big Mac, the Hamburglar, Captain Crook, and the Fry Guys. Then a company called Setmakers helped turn that cartoon universe into real outdoor playground equipment. Instead of generic swings and slides, restaurants could install pieces that looked like oversized props from the commercials. The early history gets messy. Chula Vista, California, is often connected to early installations in the early 1970s. A McDonaldland playground was also demonstrated at the Illinois State Fair in 1972. Accounts conflict on which location should be called the first official playground. What is clear is how strange the equipment was. Kids climbed inside Officer Big Mac, whose head included a little jail. They rode Hamburglar swings, slid down Captain Crook, bounced on Fry Guy riders, and played on seesaws and merry-go-rounds. There were character trash bins and themed benches too. Before the PlayPlace became a maze of plastic tubes, it looked like someone had turned a hamburger commercial into municipal playground equipment. The playground changed what a fast food visit could be. A family did not just buy hamburgers and leave. Parents got inexpensive food, a table, and a few minutes where their children had somewhere to go. Children got characters to climb through, equipment that felt made for them, and the chance to make a temporary friend before the fries were gone. For adults, the playground was a pressure valve. For children, the restaurant was merely the lobby. That made business sense. A McDonald's with a playground stood out from the other places along a suburban road or highway exit. It became a reward after school, a stop on a road trip, a meeting place after a soccer game, or the restaurant a child asked for by name. The equipment turned a quick meal into a longer memory, and if outdoor playgrounds could do that well, McDonald's had a clear reason to bring the playground inside. The indoor PlayPlace solved the problems the outdoor playground never could. Rain no longer canceled it. Summer heat, winter cold, early darkness, and muddy shoes mattered less when the climbing structure sat behind glass, under fluorescent lights, beside the dining room. The old outdoor McDonaldland equipment, with its character-shaped towers and metal slides, slowly gave way to a different world, a 1990s tube maze rising above the tile floor. Children disappeared into bright plastic tunnels, crossed net bridges, climbed padded platforms, pressed their faces into lookout bubbles, and shot down spiral slides. Some restaurants added ball pits. Others rearranged the same basic pieces into their own little fortress. Inside, the memory became sensory, warm plastic against your hands, voices echoing through tubes, gray socks on padded steps, the smell of ketchup, fries, and cleaning spray, static electricity lifting your hair, and somewhere near the top, that sudden panic when every tunnel looked the same and you forgot the way down. The ball pit became the icon of indoor play, but it did not begin in a burger restaurant. The modern version is generally credited to designer Eric McMillan, who built one for Captain Kids World at SeaWorld in San Diego in 1976. From there, the idea spread through family entertainment centers and fast food play areas because it solved several problems at once. Plastic balls were soft, colorful, exciting, and compact. A pit could hold many children in a small footprint while making the space feel larger than it was. It also created a strange blind spot. Adults could see the surface moving, but not always what was happening underneath. The ball pit offered children the experience of swimming without water, and parents the experience of never being completely certain where their child's shoes had gone. Every pit had its rituals: touching the bottom, burying a friend, losing a sock, finding a crushed ball, throwing balls despite the sign, and finally hearing 5 more minutes. At participating McDonald's locations, the PlayPlace turned a birthday into something bigger than a meal. Depending on the franchise, region, and year, parents could book reserved tables or party rooms with Happy Meals, cake, decorations, invitations, paper hats, favors, and simple games. The visuals were instantly recognizable. Plastic tablecloths stretched across pushed-together tables, Happy Meal boxes lined up like place cards, candles reflected in the restaurant window, and one decorated birthday chair that briefly made the child feel like the owner of the building. The party package included hamburgers, cake, and the comforting knowledge that the entertainment was bolted to the building. Ronald McDonald appeared at some events, though not every birthday came with a clown visit. The dependable attraction was the maze itself. Children took a few bites, then abandoned their food for the tubes, leaving parents beside half-finished fries and melting frosting. The National Happy Meal launch in 1979 turned the restaurant visit into a child-centered system. The food came in a colorful box. The box carried characters and puzzles. The toy extended the visit into the car and the bedroom, and licensed tie-ins made each return feel like a new opportunity. The Happy Meal gave children something to take home. The PlayPlace gave them a reason not to go home yet. Ronald McDonald, birthday parties, collectible toys, and indoor playgrounds all reinforced the same message. This was not just where families bought lunch. This was where children had ownership. Running that magic took work. A PlayPlace used floor space that could have held more tables. It needed inspections, repairs, cleaning schedules, climate control, posted rules, and staff attention when shoes disappeared, children got hurt, or parents complained about noise. The equipment also created high-touch surfaces in an environment built around sticky fingers, spilled drinks, and occasional bodily fluid incidents. Accessibility questions became harder to ignore, and every tunnel, slide, and ball pit carried liability. The PlayPlace was designed to make children stay. The modern fast food system is designed to make orders move. One of the clearest warnings came from the Big Mac Climber, an elevated hamburger-shaped playground structure used in early McDonald's play areas. From the 1970s through the 1980s, it was associated with more than 400 reported child injuries, mostly from falls. The reported injuries included nearly 20 concussions or skull fractures and 80 broken bones. As the equipment was removed, those injuries declined. In 1999, McDonald's reached a $4 million government settlement over the issue. That money was not a payout to injured families. The settlement focused on reporting obligations, including how the company handled injury information and notified regulators. By then, all Big Mac climbers had already been removed. The lawsuit did not kill the PlayPlace, but it demonstrated that a playground attached to a restaurant was not merely decoration. It was equipment children climbed on, fell from, and got hurt using, which meant it belonged in the world of safety standards, inspections, and legal risk. By the 2000s, the PlayPlace was facing a different kind of competition: the screen in a child's hands. Home consoles, handheld systems, tablets, streaming video, and later smartphones changed what waiting in a restaurant looked like. A child who once needed a plastic tunnel to burn 10 minutes could now watch a show, play a game, or borrow a parent's phone before the fries cooled. Fast food chains noticed. Some McDonald's locations experimented with Nintendo-style kiosks, electronic games, and touchscreen activities, trying to make the restaurant feel modern without maintaining a miniature climbing maze. At the same time, parents were becoming more suspicious of the old equipment. Enclosed tubes and ball pits gained reputations as places that were hard to inspect and harder to clean. Some locations really did have sanitation failures. Many stories became exaggerated playground legends. But the perception mattered. Physical play did not vanish. It moved into trampoline parks, indoor play centers, museum playrooms, and supervised ticketed spaces built around staff, waivers, and cleaning schedules. Children did not stop wanting to climb things. Adults became less comfortable pretending the person working the fry station was also running an indoor amusement park. The bigger threat was not entertainment, it was real estate. A PlayPlace needed a large dining room, tall ceilings, extra insurance, and square footage that could not make food any faster. Modern McDonald's wanted that space for drive-thru lanes, expanded kitchens, pickup shelves, curbside spots, delivery handoff areas, parking, or smaller buildings on expensive lots. This matched the company's wider redesign. McDonald's pushed contemporary interiors, McCafe counters, Wi-Fi, ordering kiosks, mobile ordering, delivery, and the experience of the future remodel. By 2019, McDonald's said that remodel had reached roughly half of its about 14,000 United States restaurants. The strategy became digital, delivery, drive-thru, and development. By the second quarter of 2023, digital sales were almost 40% of system-wide sales. On a floor plan, the choice became obvious. Tubes held children who had already arrived. Drive-thru lanes, pickup systems, and delivery flow moved more orders. The PlayPlace did not lose to the tablet. It lost to the parking lot. Then came March 16, 2020. McDonald's USA closed seating areas at company-owned restaurants and closed all United States PlayPlaces, shifting service toward drive-thru, takeout, and McDelivery. Franchisees who operated most locations were strongly encouraged to follow the same plan. The company described the move as temporary, but even in May 2020, when reopening guidance began mapping out how dining rooms could return, PlayPlaces were still kept closed. For years, the PlayPlace had been getting harder to justify. In March 2020, it became impossible to use. After that, the future split by restaurant. Some PlayPlaces eventually reopened. Others stayed locked, were converted to different uses, or vanished during remodels, depending on the franchise owner, the building, and local rules. 5 years later, a few images from Franklin, Tennessee seemed to capture the new reality in one frame. In March 2025, photos of a small children's area inside a McDonald's spread online. Instead of tubes, slides, and climbing platforms, the space showed 2 wall-mounted screens and a small interactive feature. Reports said the post drew more than 16 million views. McDonald's later said that restaurant did not represent the complete PlayPlace design and experience. That matters because the viral image was not proof that every PlayPlace had become 2 screens on a wall, but it worked as a symbol because the contrast was so clear. The old PlayPlace asked children to climb, shout, negotiate, invent games, meet unfamiliar kids, get lost for a minute, and come back tired. A digital play corner is visible, compact, easier to clean, easier to supervise, and easier to fit inside a remodeled restaurant. So the PlayPlace did not simply disappear. In many places, it was reduced, redesigned, or made more controllable. The childhood experience changed with the building around it. So we end back at the scratched bubble, the parrot below, the cold fry, the birthday balloon, the final slide, the empty tubes, and one forgotten plastic ball rolling across a former play area. The PlayPlace faded because fast food became faster, more digital, and less about staying. Thanks for watching. In the comments, tell me what your McDonald's had. Officer Big Mac Jail, Ball Pit, Spiral Slide, Birthday Room, Nintendo Stations, Lookout Bubble, or some local theme.